endlessly searching for an original sound.
You are not late. You're just in time. Hi!
How is your day?
My day's been good. How was your day?
Long.
I,
I
I
don't know. I actually took the day off. I've been just crazy with the campaign, and I just thought to go out with my wife and just have a nice day out.
see.
So it's been quite chill.
There you go. So, are you ready to talk horror and your game in general?
Yeah, sure.
First of all, what would you like everybody in the chat rooms to call you?
Amos. Or if they don't remember my name, they can just say that they're sorry that they don't remember my name because my surname is Sorry, so it works.
Let me write it for them. There you go, guys. You can call him Amos if you want. Hopefully, I said that right.
Yeah.
For those that want to ask questions. So, you guys are free to ask questions about development, horror, all that kind of stuff. Now, we did show off Sauna Simulator back when we did the haunted demo disc, and if you'd like to talk about how you got involved with that, so everyone can
Uh,
kind of know.
it was kind of pure luck in a way. I was working on another game I still haven't announced. I have a couple of shots out for Animate. Working on that, and in that game, I was supposed to have mini games that were like PlayStation 1 titles. And at the moment, I wasn't thinking any more of it. Because Haunted PS1, it was pretty hard to get into there because they had the Markiplier instant back then. I don't know if you heard about it. Server was open for everybody, and then Markiplier featured one game, and he went and mentioned Discord server, and all his fans just flooded in the server and hell on for a while.
Just a moment, you're kind of roboting.
Oh, sorry.
Swap between server. I can't. We're in a call. Discord, why?
I hope it's about my mic.
I'm not sure. Everyone's saying you're sounding a little choppy. They can't really make you out.
Okay.
Let me try restarting the call and see if that helps. Alright, done. Alright, checking. Alright, say something.
Hello.
There we go, much better. Thank you, Discord.
Well, my region was saying U.S. East, and I changed it to Japan.
Okay, there we go. Sounds like a robot. He should sound fine now, guys. There's a little bit of delay in the chat room.
So I'm still a robot?
Nope, you're fine now.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I was working on another game, and I asked to get the Haunted PS1 Discord server, and they were having the whole meltdown after the Markiplier incident, so they weren't accepting anyone. So I was like waiting for answer to get to the server for about 2 months, and working on my title that is more photoreal graphics and has only mini games that are PS1 aesthetic in it, and then suddenly I get accepted, and I'm freezing in my Tokyo apartment, middle of the winter, and the only thing about Finland that I missed was sauna. So I just came up with this ridiculous idea of making a low poly aesthetic sauna simulator, and then suddenly they had a collaboration for the haunted PS1 demo disc going on, and I just thought that okay, the demo disc deadline is in 2 months. If I just grind like hell, I can actually finish the demo before the 2 months is over. And that's what I did.
You did a fantastic job on your game. Now, we do have a question for you. Miner says Amos, and they said incredible name as a side note. How long did you spend developing Sauna, and how did you find the motivation to finish it? I think you just answered that, but...
Yeah, I accidentally did answer that just now. But yeah, it was just purely I wanted to be part of that collaboration when I saw that was happening, because earlier, like year before, I took part. I'm also a big fan of 98D Make. He's also I used to live in Finland, and he's from the same town. He lives in Tampere, where I used to live. And it was funny joining his server, and they were having a collaboration, but then it ran into multiple issues, and it got eventually cancelled. And I was like bummed out that I didn't get to take part in something like that. And then when the opportunity came up, everybody had been already working on their games for ages, and I had nothing. And I was like, okay, I just gotta jump this horse, and I'm gonna make this. I'm not gonna sleep for the next 2 months, and I just gotta squeeze something out.
Now, before Sauna Simulator and the game that you're working on, other than that, did you make any other games?
I was working as a lead designer on a couple of games, but that's under NDA from my previous company, which I cannot really conversate.
Oh no, trust me, I understand. I'm under a few right now myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but I'll be working in level design and game design before, but I've never actually had to code by myself, so I had no knowledge of code at all.
did you enjoy learning that?
It was, yeah. Now I really enjoy, but when I was making the Sauna demo, it was just hell because I didn't know what I was doing. So everything is kind of shit.
Hey, I think it came out well.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it like stays together when people play it, and that's the reason why I'm redoing the whole thing. And now what is out in the new Kickstarter trailer, it's all remade. Like there's nothing left of the original.
Now, are you going to bring in other like developers to help you out, or are you still going to do it by yourself?
That's why the funding is now so important, because I want to expand and get an actual like small team to work on the game. Because if I'm doing all the visuals and all the code and the plot, and like it's just gonna drive me nuts, and I'm not gonna be able to do it within a year by myself.
Yeah, that would be utter insanity, I'll admit.
Yeah.
Now, you're the one that came up with Skelly, which is, he's also become kind of popular, I've noticed. Our adorable little skeleton man.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everyone how you kind of came up with his design and everything?
Well, I also have this side project that I've been working on for years and years. I'm making a web series based on Silent Hill. It kind of bridges the gap between Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4, kind of. And for that, I have these capes and all this like weird clothing. And I was still filming that when I moved to Japan, so those were kind of only props that I had, because I have the cultist in the series, so I have this weird cape. So and I have a green screen suit for shooting the monsters and stuff. So I just put the green screen suit on and put the hat and the cape, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something. I don't even know what I'm gonna replace the head with. And then I just made the whole trailer, like the skelly parts. I made them in 2 days, I think, for the demo disc, and it was just okay. I have these assets lying around, and I just threw them together. And then Lovely Hell Places, Dread Delusion kind of inspired me to make his head pink.
I think it works. It kind of gives it that 90s look that I think works really well.
Yeah, point was just to be over the top, colorful, and like crazy with it. Like, how does a corporate old man think that what kids think about in the 90s, and what's cool? Yeah. So that was the whole edge to the character.
Can we expect to see Skelly show up in anything in the future, or are you not allowed to talk about that?
Skelly will show up in different forms of media, but I think it's up to you to find.
Now, somebody asked Silent Hill premise? Or premise?
The Promise. Cliche, the most popular song of Silent Hill, but yeah, if you go to moyahorror.com or sauna2000.com, you can find all of my projects pretty much there.
There you go, guys. And if one of our mods could be nice enough to repost it for everyone. There you go. My guy is quick. So, you're a Silent Hill fan. So I hear you like trash games. I am so much kidding. I love Silent Hill.
Yeah. I kind of got obsessed with Silent Hill to the point that I wanted to, like, because, oh my god, there's been so many years of sadness. Like, immeasurable amounts of sadness.
There's so many novels and stuff that we should get in America. Well, I guess translated that Just tell more of the story of Silent Hill and stuff that I wish we got released here.
Mm,
You have
but
no problem with it. You're in Japan. You can get all that stuff.
yeah, I just have a language gap because I just moved here last October, and then uh, I was working on the Sauna demo for 2 months, so that was pretty much the end of last year, and now it's been a pandemic, so I can't go to language study.
At least now you can go outside and see what the sun looks like.
Yeah, but people are acting a bit too normal, I think, here. 53 cases in Tokyo yesterday, and everybody's just out drinking.
Oh, it's better than here. It's about, I think it's 4,000 a day here.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
They
whoa.
refuse to close up where I live. It's nuts.
Yeah, but let's get out of that sadness and go back to topics.
Yeah, let's get out of that sadness and talk about horror, shall we?
Yeah.
So what kind of, other than Silent Hill, what kind of got you into liking horror and wanting to do horror stuff? Because I know a lot of people, I don't want to say shy away from horror, but I do know a lot of people that when you mention horror, they want nothing to do with it, which is just a shame.
I think because I was born in '91, and I think one of the first movies I saw was Jurassic Park, which is still one of the greatest visual effects movies, and I think that's why I got the visual effects. I've been working in visual effects field since 2007. I've been just studying on myself and working in the field, and I think honestly that and that I played Silent Hill when it came out, but it remained as this obscure memory that it was just a friend of mine who had the game, but I was so young that I didn't even remember the game's name for years. And then when I was around 15, I rediscovered Silent Hill, and I was like, holy shit, this is what has been haunting me for years.
It won't
So,
let you go.
No, I am lost in there.
So of all the visual effects things you've done, which has been your favorites of movies and things like that, short films, games?
Well, the Silent Hill thing has been very dear to me in a way that I started the project in 2011, and still I'm missing 3 episodes, which we finished filming before I moved to Japan. So I just have to finish the edit, hopefully before October for the next episode, and just roll them out slowly.
Oh, there you go.
But it has been so long project for me that the evolution of my visual effects knowledge, because 2011 it was still very rudimentary in a way, that filming something that involves a town full of fog for most of the show is near impossible for anybody with even a budget. But I was stupid enough to try and do that with no money. So I think I feel very nostalgic about it because it shows kind of like the evolution of my visual effects, even though most of it has been time where we released nothing because I wasn't happy with the quality of the production. So I just have years and years of private videos of tests.
We have a question.
But then,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
but besides that, it's like the short films and TV stuff that I did. I'm quite proud of them. Got to do some weird ass explosive stuff, but still nothing beats making layers and layers of fog and trying to 3D track them properly.
We have any bloopers of that fog that might be hysterical to watch?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff. But I'm gonna release those after the series is out.
I feel like you should do like one, like, remember, you've seen horror, so like the 70s horror where it's like just really, really bad effects where they try really hard, just do that with the fog. Like on purpose. That might be funny.
Now, 12 years of VFX, I can't watch TV anymore because I just cringe if there's something bad. So the Haunted PS1 stuff is kind of the lowest low in a way that I have to do it super quick. Like the whole Eek3 show, I made the Scully bits in 2 weeks, and the graphics are very suboptimal for my liking. But thank God it's all about aesthetics, so I can hide it in the VHS. Oh, savior of my life, VHS.
The effect everybody seems to want to use right now.
Yeah, I'm happy that it's getting to a trend because I've been trying to nail it down for the past 10 years.
Well,
So I got a bit of a head start on that.
oh no, you were the trendsetter. You get to walk around the hipster going, I was doing it before it was cool.
Nah, now I've been very hard trying to get out of the VHS style as much as I can because then it gives me possibility to grow. So I'm trying to when I do like the next Silent Hill episode that is gonna come out. It's more like film emulation and the color emulation of VHS, but not the blurriness and scratchiness of the quality so much. Because I just want to evolve and make it cleaner.
Well, that'll actually look good. So with Sauna Simulator, you're not going to have like the VHS effect, or are you still going to like kind of keep that low res look to it?
It depends of the part of the game, because it's very subjective to the player what the experience is going to be. Because it's not necessarily horror for everybody if they don't want to figure out what is happening in the game.
So they can just get the sauna set up and then just have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys.
But then because there's going to be a lot of stuff that seems very weird and out of place and very obviously scary. So those who don't want to go figure it out, they can just run frightenedly back to their sauna. But I wish to keep the balance that for people who are really interested in these Twin Peaksy investigative stuff that turns into slowly creeping horror, they have a lot of content there that they can dig into and try to figure out for a long time.
I do love the slowly creeping horror. Now that brings me into a question. We talked about this a little bit on Twitter. When it comes to horror, do you enjoy jump scaring horror or the growing horror, the terror that makes you always look behind your back, but there's never anything there?
I'm gonna go and say that the form of horror that was in the first Silent Hill movie is actually really effing good, because they don't have jump scares in that movie.
So what do you think about like the trend, and I think we're starting to come out of it, where every horror game just had to have jump scare after jump scare after jump scare with no real substance other than that?
I haven't played those much. It's like the most jump scary game in the past, I would say, 10 years that I played was Dead Space.
See,
But it also starts to lose it really fast when you figure out that you don't actually have to be scared of anything because you have a gun.
Yeah, I never really considered Dead Space really horror, even though I know it's technically considered that.
It's sad because the concept is strong, and it's this Event Horizon kind of horror, which has a lot to provide, but it just, when you give big guns to the player, it just falls flat so fast, and you lose the edge of the horror. It's then the whole game goes to the jump scares. The opening of the game is just amazing, I think, when you don't have really weapons at all.
So let's see. Let's look at some questions here. Does he think horror must be scary, or does he think of a weird qualify? Okay, what do you think of horror games that just try to be as weird as possible? I'm trying to think of one that's a good example. Okay, anything on Itch.io.
Anything on Itch.io? Well, I really like the Out to the Moon and these dream type of things that have this uneasy feeling all the time.
I think those work. What do you think of the uptrend in Lovecraftian games? Because that seems to be a major thing right now.
I'm all for it, because the fear of the unknown is the biggest. And I think the moment you explain what you're scared of, in a narrative context, it falls flat. I like the never-ending deep darkness that lies beyond, that you can never know the intact, what it actually contains and what it is. I really like the possibilities that it gives. It's just, I haven't actually read so much Lovecraft but I love how people use the material in creating horror these days.
Can we expect anything similar to that with Sauna Simulator, where something bigger is going to be there? You don't have to spoil, but something bigger is going to be there, kind of messing with the player.
Yeah, definitely.
You're trying so. I'm sorry. You're trying so hard not to spoil.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there is quite something. But the context of it, well, you'll have to figure out.
Now you're gonna look for a Steam and like good old games release for it when it's finished, or are you going to keep it on like itch.io for free type of thing?
No, it's gonna take a year of work to begin with, and already I'm selling it for $15 for people who want to bag it. So I'm gonna keep it at $15 on itch and Steam.
There you go, guys. That's not a bad price to go and support the game. Now, if anyone wants to support for hire, are there any rewards, like physical rewards or anything like that, that anyone might be interested in?
I personally wanted to go, like, originally I wanted to produce T-shirts for the campaign, but then that brought up so many issues with like how to do it ethically as possible, because I don't really want to support sweatshops and stuff. So at the moment, I still haven't figured it out because the campaigning has been quite overwhelming. Because I don't know, I kind of produced some
Are you a
video game
madman trying to do
showcase.
everything yourself?
Yeah, I am mad for trying to do everything myself.
Guys, we need to help this poor man. He's insane.
But only physical thing that I'm at the moment delivering to people is a postcard. But then there are a lot of digital rewards for people, like for I think $100 it was that you will be in the game as a character. There is going to be a tourist bus that brings in people multiple times a day to visit Muhvijärvi, and these characters, well, the backers can decide if they want to have spoken lines or not, but that's something that I'm really excited to do because I get to model so many people.
You're gonna have enough work, so now you get to model even more people.
Yeah,
For
but
real,
like
that's actually really awesome.
it's gonna be nice. Now I think there's 20 tourists at the moment.
Now, are you gonna put a limit on that reward, or is it gonna be
No.
basically how much to drive you absolutely insane?
Uh, my pipeline is quite streamlined, so I think it's not gonna be a big problem.
You heard him, guys. Everyone go throw in $100 and let's see how much we can drive him insane. We've got one person, Aurora says, from one 3D artist to another, you're an insane man.
I know that.
Now, what is your suggestion for those looking to get into game design? 'Cause I know we have a couple of people that, they're learning game development and stuff like that. Do you have any, help you can give them as someone who's already done it?
I think the biggest thing is that, well, first of all, when you are designing a game, you shouldn't just go very broad. When you have a goal that you want to reach in your design, just keep it very narrow. I would start with that, and then if you need to expand, but usually it's easiest to think of specific genres and then maybe mix two.
There you go. Aurora asked, what software do you use to make your models?
Depends what kind of models, but a couple of months back, I got Oculus Rift S, and now I've moved most of my 3D modeling stuff to completely VR. So I'm modeling all of characters and objects for Sauna 2000 in VR.
That's actually really cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I'm using Google Blocks, which is also a completely free software. And then if I need to do something high poly, like for Skelly and all those stuff, then I would go to Oculus Medium, which is also free.
Now, since you're doing the modeling in VR, are you thinking about doing maybe a VR version of Sauna Simulator?
It's the next stretch goal after 10K.
Well, there you go. Now, Aurora goes, I need to try these. That actually really sounds cool. I've got to look into that now that I've Totally not stolen somebody else's VR system.
No, but it's free software. Refill if just go for it.
Now, if you do hit the goal for VR, is it going to be a different experience? Because I know with VR you have to limit certain things, or is it going to be like the same experience as those not playing VR?
Mm, well, narrative-wise and all that, it's going to be pretty much the same. I'm designing everything that basically the player in first-person mode, mouse and keyboard or controller, they are basically using the items in the same way. Like they pick up an item and there's a hand that holds it in game. But then I just transfer all that to VR, so it's your like quote unquote physical hand that is holding the item. But then on the visuals department, I have to tone all the trippy stuff down, so I won't make people super nauseous.
Oh, I can only imagine what would happen because I've done some games where I'm just like, why would you do this?
Yeah, and I personally can't even move with the joystick in VR. I get nauseous very easily, so I think it's going to be very smooth sailing for most players. But there's, of course, going to be the option for smooth moving with the joysticks, but personally, I cannot stand it at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way on a lot of games. Also, standing up seems to be a big thing for me. All right,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I personally like the freedom of standing up while 3D modeling, because when 3D modeling something in software, it's just I have to have multiple windows with references and stuff. Instead, in VR, I can just put those reference images on 4 sides of me and then just roll the model around.
That sounds so cool. Prime asked, how long does it take to animate your characters for the game?
Well, depends on how large of a variety of animations they need. Like, the demon in the original demo, it took like probably under 2 hours. And then I applied some soft body physics to his arms and neck to make him look more fluid when he's moving around.
That is really cool. Now, you're really close to your goal, it looks like, on the Kickstarter. You're 7,000 and your pledge is for 9,000, a little over 9,000. How does it feel to be that close to where you could just taste it?
I don't know. I still worry like hell, even though it should be very doable in 24 days. It's just, I don't know. Never done Kickstarter before, and I don't know. My brain is just saying, no, it can't be possible that people actually like stuff that I do.
I don't believe it. People really liked your game. I know it was actually one of my favorite ones to watch. In fact, I kind of yelled at my big brother. I'm like, why do you get the good ones?
Thank you.
Now, you said you were talking about, you were also making another game. Do you want to talk more about that, or are you going to wait until you can kind of get more time to work on it?
I have some footage that now, because of Sauna, suddenly spawned out of the pits of hell. I don't know where it came from. But I'm gonna keep Amnion under wraps for the time, and after Sauna is out, then I'll continue and I'll get down to promote that one.
Teasing us, I see how it is.
But that game revolves around Japanese folklore mostly.
Ooh, color me interested in it. Have you ever thought of maybe making it a stretch goal for Sauna Simulator, adding it like as a double game release? Or do you think that one's going to take a lot more time to work on?
Like including that into the same Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Possibly, but that concept is quite big, I must say. But I don't think it would be impossible. But that I think I would need at least another 6 months to work on.
Fair enough. Let's see. Dark Devlin says, "Is this story-driven game? Is this a story-driven game, or both story and multiplayer?"
Sauna. I think most of all now we're aiming for the single player experience, but since I'm making the whole game systematic and it's pretty much the world is separate from the characters and the objects and stuff in a way that the same objects and characters could be taken into any environment. So that could make it possible that the multiplayer would work straight out of the box when implemented. So that is still depending on the scale of the Kickstarter. If the Kickstarter goes into a huge skyrocket up before the campaign is over, then of course I'm all for it.
I picture the multiplayer being two people running back and forth trying to get the sauna set up and everything.
Yeah, but there's also like multiple cabins in the area because the area is quite large. It's like really a small town community with gas stations and stores.
Oh no, everyone runs into each other. Oh no, that can make so much havoc.
Yeah, but I'm aiming for the single player experience now and keeping it around 3 hours for the main sauna, like a chill warming part, and then it's quite long on the other side.
It's not bad for $15. It's better than most AAA games.
I'd hope so.
So, what do you think of the way it's going with AAA games versus indie games? Since it seems like AAA, they're kind of rushing all their developers and things are coming out half complete, while you have indies like yours working as hard as possible on games.
Well, after moving to Tokyo, there was a couple of months that I could actually go out and go to events like Tokyo Game Show and the indie events that happen monthly here. And it was really refreshing to see that people were just getting out of the big companies like Capcom and Konami and all these big companies. The big shots are getting out, and suddenly they are indies, and really great stuff is coming out. Like I'm super happy for Kojima getting out of Konami. Like now he can do whatever heck he wants.
Yeah, it seemed like Konami really was messing with him.
Yeah, but I'm really hopeful because now there will be a lot of more of these like small groups of people just supporting each other, like Haunted PS1, and I think that's the way of the future. Actual creativity out of the want of creativity, and not like Ubisoft churning out Assassin's Creed every year.
Didn't that series used to have a story? I think it did.
Yeah, I played the Black Flag last, and then I was like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense anymore.
I think I remember playing the first one, and then I tried playing like I think it's Odyssey, the newest one, and I was just like, "Where's the jumping? Why did you remove the jumping?"
Yeah, I haven't given any thought to the game series. Well, my old roommate was playing the newest one, the Odyssey, which was also really weird that it came out at the same time as Super Mario Odyssey. But I don't know, the system just seemed very stiff, and then just a lot payable content, and I'm like, what is the point of this?
So what we're hearing is massive DLC, $100, $200 DLC for Sauna Simulator to have that gold bucket. Oh, there you go. There's a stretch goal.
I think I want to keep expanding after the initial version comes out, because winter, the sauna is a completely different experience when the lake is frozen.
Huh. It actually sounds like it might be a lot of fun. So you said you came from Finland to Japan. What's it like having to move from like one country to another? How much of a like culture shock was it for you?
I don't know. Japan just seems to come with extra steps on everything. It's like, I don't know, you go to the store and you buy something that is already plastic wrapped, but inside the plastic wrap there's a plastic wrap, and if you buy one item, you're like, normally you would just buy it and they give it to your hand, but here they put it in a smaller plastic bag. It's like small shocks, but I think overall it's a very chill country and like how people behave and act. Until the pandemic came, which turned into a little bit of xenophobia, but it's all good.
Sounds like they really like plastic there.
Yeah, it's weird. But now, next month, they will start charging for plastic bags, so the store clerks will stop stucking everything down to plastic bags.
Well, that's good. So you said during the pandemic it was kind of xenophobic, which is kind of understandable. I get why they were like that. Normally, how is it like there? Because there's a lot of misconceptions about the Japanese not liking tourists or new people moving to Japan.
Hmm, completely depends on area, and Tokyo, I feel, is quite chill.
See, there you go, guys. Now, let's see. Does anyone else have any questions? Come on, you can bug him about anything. Here's one. With the way it's been going right now, do you want to see Konami bring out another Silent Hill game, or is it kind of a good thing with the way they are right now, maybe that they're not?
Only if Toyama or Kojima is involved.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Especially yeah. I don't know. Kojima working on it, depends on his team. I'd love to see Team Silent return completely. That would be great.
Yeah, like at least Ito, Toyama, and Akira. It's like I don't see it being a Silent Hill without those three.
Well, I know Akira's working with an indie team, Team Bloober, on a game right now, which is pretty neat. I think he's the one who dispelled the whole rumor that there was going to be a new Silent Hill game. He was like, no, there's not.
Yeah, but it really looks like Silent Hill though. Like the whole system, how it works, but it's like more of a Basinski Silent Hill.
It's gonna be interesting. I've liked Team Bloober's other things. Have you played any of their games?
Played Layers of Fear, and then I didn't really warm up to it. And then at Paris Game Week 2017, I told the developer, and he was like, "Yeah, I know," but it was his like first big title, so of course things are gonna be rough. And I think, of course, Sauna is not gonna be the perfect game either. But I'm really interested to play more of their games, but it's been just so much work that I haven't really played anything since Control.
We need to sit you down and make you take another day off. The Kickstarter will be fine. Go take another day off and go play Observer. That's actually really good. That's my favorite Team Bloober game. Avoid the Blair Witch. Just avoid that one.
Okay.
That one's pretty bad. Well, I like what Tenchi said. As long as you can be proud of your game, even if it's not the best.
Yeah, it won't be the best, but I'll make the shit out of it. It's like 120%, 200%. Like, I am so loving making this game. It's like nothing in this world I would want to do more at the moment as a work.
Now, with your special effects knowledge and stuff, have you thought of doing like scenes in the game where it's kind of real life-ish, where you can use the green screen and stuff like that to have things happen?
I don't know how far can I go with this specific topic.
I don't want you to spoil anything. It's just I'm curious.
Well, already I'm using quite a lot of my like filmmaking skills to bring the world of Sauna 2000 to life. Like, we're gonna include TV shows and radio shows within the game that are like part of the lore of the whole thing.
Actually sounds
which I'm really liking, because now I get to bring my old friends from media studies back in the day that we were doing these crazy things with, and now we get to kind of riff on that 10 years later.
So, somebody at Werewolves in Resident Evil 8. Okay, that came out of nowhere. My chat's
Uh,
being weird.
I honestly have no opinion. 'Cause,
What do you mean? There's not
just
going to be werewolves in your game? Instant failure.
my game, werewolves.
Well, I
No
mean,
comment.
could work if you've got little wolves around.
Yeah, but wildlife already is quite comparable to werewolves at this point.
So, okay. So we're talking movies and stuff. Is there any kind of special effects in, let's say, horror that you'd really like to get to do that you haven't gotten to do in your special effects? Like what you've done in special effects? Like puppetry, things like that. Is there anything you've really wanted to play with?
I think more like large scale puppet things that are like things like The Thing, that kind of like weird body horror stuff.
Oh, that would
I
be fun.
I would love to do, but haven't had the budget to do ever.
Let's see. Prime said, is it possible to make a hack and slash action horror game where it's balanced between the horror and the action? There's been a few like that, hasn't there?
Hack and slash action horror. It's kind of hard to balance because once you are capable of doing hack and slash, kind of there has to be a lot of enemies or something to make it tense.
I
So
like
I
it.
feel
Aurora
like
said, "Get this man a license to make a Puppet Master game." You guys are never gonna get off that for like a week, are you? I showed them the old Puppet Master movies, and now they're obsessed.
I think I haven't seen. I've been too stuck on the Asian horror.
Oh, you should check out at least the first one because it's done by the special effects artist from Ghostbusters 2 and from a couple of other movies that I can't think of offhand. But it's a fantastic. Like the actual physical effects are great in the movie.
Huh. I'll put that on a list of things. Once I am less sauna stressed. This is backwards. I'm making a game about sauna, but I'm stressed because of sauna. It's like, where is this world going? It's upside down.
We need to send you to a sauna so you can relax a little.
But thanks to Possible Gamer. Huge thanks. I see that there has been a donation.
Well, I'm suggesting everybody go donate. I haven't gone and I know I'm terrible. I haven't donated yet, but I plan on it.
Thank you for the thought. But let's get to 100. Oh my god.
You guys all should. I want to see this game succeed. I really like the demo, and I'm curious to see what you're going to fully do with it. Now they're all on Puppet Master. Get off Puppet Master, guys. It's okay. Okay, you know what? That's a good question. If you could make a horror game, any horror movie that you grew up watching and stuff, which one would it be? Jurassic Park is not a choice.
No, it's not a horror. There's no blood. Not enough blood. Any horror. So hard because I have this issue that I don't want to do same things. I kind of have this craving of reinventing the wheel and pushing people. Remaking. I think honestly I would be still down with Silent Hill. I am such a bitch for Silent Hill.
Are you looking forward to the new movie they announced?
Well, Gans is back, so it's a bit hopeful, but like, what is it gonna be? Is it a remake of, like, is it gonna be restarting the whole thing, or are they still including the piece of shit 3D movie to the canon, or what the hell is going on?
See, like, here's the problem with the second Silent Hill movie. The effects and like the look of it, really, really good. Like they got like Heather's look down and everything, and then you actually watch the movie, and then you get sad.
It's a good comedy.
See, I never thought of it that way. You're right.
Yeah, I laughed a lot while watching it because it was like, wow, it feels more like a game than the games. Oh, you come into a room, you run into the end of the room, avoid the monsters, and that's that pretty much.
So, out of all the Silent Hill games, which one would you like? Which one do you think would work best as a movie, if done by someone that actually understands the games?
Uh, Either the first or the second, but yeah, because those are separate standalone things. I think either of those could work.
I'd like to see number 2 as a movie, honestly. I think that one would
Yeah.
be really good. If you get the proper director, some good actors and stuff, I think that one would knock it out of the park.
There's there is potential, a lot of potential, but it's like the difference is that when you're watching a movie, you don't kind of feel like you are the main character because it's just 1.5 hours or 2 hours. It's just games are the superior form of storytelling. I gotta be honest.
Well, I mean, look at what video games are becoming. Just look at The Last of Us 2 and Kojima's games. They're just movies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that one.
Yeah, true. It's true, but it's just that's kind of why I'm now going to game development, like full on from filmmaking. That I think for a long time, I'm just gonna be making after the Silent Hill series finishes. I'm just gonna make short films and games, but nothing like longer than that because I am quite tired of rendering. It's just really time consuming, and you just sit on your computer waiting for the computer, and then it's like, whoa, I have 5 seconds of this. Ooh, I just need this times 200 to have something.
I know
But
that feeling so
with
much.
with games, it's just you animate the thing, you code it, and hey, I made a scene in a day, and it's a completely new feeling.
Aurora says, hearing him talking about rendering and so on, I physically hurt. I know that feel, trust me. I have to sit for hours working on videos and then just sitting there while I'm in the middle of rendering, people will eye me and go, hey, do you want to record something? And I'm like, no, I don't.
But Skelly was really smooth to do after all. But problem was that his head is completely hand animated for the whole show of Eek 3 and the ads. So that was actually the time consuming thing, and then it took just like a minute and a half to render each shot.
Wow. I mean, it came out really good, though. I love how you, like I've said it before to you, I absolutely love how you did his design and stuff. It's so not like 80s or 90s that it hurts, but it's in a good way, where it's just like you're cringing, but you're loving it at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird. I think I didn't create him; he just manifested.
He's been there the whole time, just waiting to get out.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you guys have... Oh, somebody says they can see Silent Hill Origin as a movie. I forgot that existed, honestly. At least it's not Shattered Memories.
Gotta be honest, I haven't played either Origins or Shattered Memories. I'm too much of a purist. I lost all hope. After I played Homecoming, and I was like, this is ruined.
We don't talk about Homecoming in this stream.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I did
it's
not
fine. I
just
actually
say
played
that.
that game with my little brother, and we got to the end of it. And you know how in the first one, if you run out of bullets and stuff, the boss will die and stuff?
Yeah.
Not in Homecoming. And there's no bullets or anything up toward the end. So you're just kind of like, well, I spent how many hours for nothing?
Did you try poking with the knife?
I tried. They taught me what it means to be in pain every time. Origins wasn't terrible. If you're a purist, avoid Shattered Memories because it's basically a middle finger to the first game.
Yeah, I saw gameplay and it was enough.
It tells you that the first game didn't even happen.
Wow.
Yeah, I was so mad by the end because I like the idea of the whole psychiatrist thing where the game is supposed to, even though it really doesn't change, you know, depending on what your answers are. That's actually a really cool thing. And then you get to the end of the game where they're like, you know what? Nothing happened. It's all in Heather's head, and you're just like, what?
Wow. They went all Mario with that one.
It's so weird. I don't know how Konami okayed it. I haven't played Downpour yet. That's one I've got to actually stream.
It's okay, but I don't see how it has anything to do with anything. But it's okay.
That's what I kind of feel about most of the American Silent Hill games.
Yeah. Never-ending sadness. Please, Konami, get your head out of your ass.
Rehire Team Silent, make good game. Nerdy Texan asks, what do you think of the Silent Hill comics? Have you ever read them?
Actually, I have not, because it's not written by, like most of them are not written by any of the members of Team Silent, so I have not delved into them much. I've read them, but they are like so frail, and then I don't know, they turn into this weird zombie army vampire cult plot thing, and I have no idea what it's trying to do.
I know, didn't Ito do the artwork for a few of them? Or at least the
Yeah,
monster designs?
Yeah, he did for some, but that's the only good part, I think.
Yeah, I tried. I'll agree. I did try reading them, and after a while, it's just like, I'm sorry, what's going on? What is this any like? I like the ones that are kind of trying to explain the town, and then it's just kind of like we start explaining, and then we go all the way over here. It's like, what? Why?
Yeah, and I don't understand why the town needs to be explained.
I guess
Like,
they really want to explain like the Native American parts and things like that. I guess is what they want to do.
ooh, and it's the dimensions, but it's not. It's all on the same physical plane. Get your head out of your ass.
Oh, but you don't understand. This is mythical other universe that's invading ours and all. And I've heard people try to explain it, and it's one of those where you sit there going, "What?"
Yeah, it's the same with the coal mine thing. I'm like, oh, can we not talk about that?
Didn't the coal mine thing only really become a thing because of the movie?
Yeah. And then suddenly everybody's like, oh, because of Centralia, that's the origin of Silent Hill. No, calm
didn't
down.
talk
It's
about
the draw distance of PlayStation 1. That's where the horror lies.
Yeah, I know they've explained that the fog was never supposed to be there. It was a limitation thing,
Yeah.
which worked in their favor. Like I like the idea of the fog. It's not terrible the idea of the coal mine. It's just the town's already suffered enough. Do we have to throw a fire in there?
Yeah, it's a bit, too much.
I mean, at this point, that town might as well just have bad luck written on it. Have you played since you're in Japan, have you gotten to play the arcade game that they made for Silent Hill?
I have not. I haven't seen it. Or you mean the pachinko?
No. Isn't the pachinko supposed to continue the story of number 2 just to kind of give that middle finger to the fans a little harder?
Now it's weird. They mixed up Downpour and Silent Hill 3 and 2 into one big machine that is just super.
How? How do you mix the 3 of them? That sounds really weird.
I don't know. I don't think in Konami terms.
I like that Konami terms. No, they've actually got an arcade machine that's based off of I believe.
It's a old shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, have not seen it anywhere.
Darn.
I think I've heard that there might be like maybe 2 left, but it's like they've refurnished them into something else.
Oh, that's a shame because I've always wanted to try it, and like I can't even find online versions of it that actually work.
But yeah, Silent Hill definitely is a big inspiration of Sauna, even though at the moment it might be not so visible.
So we're gonna find a hole? Oh no, wait, it's gone now.
Well, there is a hole, because I don't know what is up with Finland, but we have these like natural landmarks. Because when the last ice age left, the ice rolled downhill over Finland, and there's just all around weird rock formations, like deep pits in the crust stone, just like looks like 10 meters deep hole with a round stone at the bottom because the ice has been just pushing water and rolling the stone deep into the ground. And what do the Finns call it? Oh, it's the devil's pit. and then like fields of rocks in middle of a forest is just a field with nothing but sharp rocks in it. And well, what do we call this? It's the Devil's Field, and everything is just devils, devils, devils. So I'm including quite a lot of this kind of locations in the game, and then they have different functions to the story.
So what I'm hearing is Finland is just where the devil goes on vacations.
Well, our capital is called Helsinki.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, really?
No, it's Helsinki, but it just sounds like Helsinking. It's super weird.
Oh,
I
that's
don't even
awesome.
know. I don't even know what Helsinki is supposed to mean, like in Finnish. It's just a place name. Super weird.
Did you guys just pick the weirdest names you can to get tourists? You can tell the truth. The devil rules Finland. I like that.
Well, most used curse word is perkele, which means literally devil, but it's like a better word for devil.
Somebody just said
It's
it
like
in the chat.
It's like the granddaddy of Satan.
That's amazing. So you got into horror just because you basically come from hell. Got it. That makes a lot of sense.
And it's cold and dark in Finland for most of the year because of winter and it being so up north. So we have no sunshine for like 4 months or something, almost. But then in summer we have 3 months of non-stop sun. The sun just doesn't go down.
Oh, so you're in that kind of area. I've always wanted to ask about that. That's gotta be freaky where there's just no sun for months and then suddenly there it is.
Yeah, horror starts to make sense because there's not much into life when it's just cold and dark.
Is it like when it's the dark months, is it just completely dark or is there like a little bit of light in the sky at certain times of the day or
You might get like the darkest dark is like around Christmas time, and it might be like hour and a half of just some dim glow through the clouds from somewhere else, but you just don't see the sun.
that is like the perfect. Sounds like it's the perfect areas to do horror like movies and things like that. That is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it gets on you, and then you have to come up with something to spend your time, and not to be thinking that you can't go out. It's just too dark and cold out there. But then summer is complete opposite, and I love the Finnish summer because then the sun just stays up all night.
So certain months you guys go into hibernation, and then other months you guys never go to sleep.
Yeah, and that's why people drown a lot during winter. No, not during winter, but during summer, because it's like sun doesn't go down. Hey, let's get drunk and boat. We have like people are betting over how many people are gonna drown during the Midsummer Festival. It's sick.
I need to go to Finland. You guys sound like you know how to party and murder people.
Well,
I'm starting
I
to
don't know
really
about that.
see why you're into horror.
Yeah, but pretty much my horror comes from these like backgrounds, and my personal childhood wasn't the easiest, so there's like context for that as well.
Fair enough. Like Aurora says, I heard the Finns are immune to getting drunk.
Or you just what? Immune to getting drunk? Sounds completely backwards. I think they're immune to getting sober.
Oh, so you guys are competing with the Irish now.
Well, we are the second potato country. It's like we eat nothing but potatoes.
We're gonna get potato jokes in the chat room. You understand this? Sun cooking people. I would imagine so. But that's actually really awesome. So, with the sauna thing, I've always wondered what's it actually like going to a sauna because we don't have things like that here. Like, can you really pass out in one of them?
Well, you shouldn't, because then you're dead. Like, definitely no sleeping in a sauna. But I find it super relaxing. Like 100 Celsius, and then you just throw the water at the stove, and it's moist, so the humidity keeps you from not frying, which other countries have misunderstood about sauna completely because they are having dry saunas with no water throwing, which I find absurd. But it's like you can chill like 20 minutes with a cold beer in a sauna, and your muscles just super relax. And especially during summer, then you go to swim right after, and then back to sauna. It's the best.
Sounds like it. And I gotta come there and go. So, have you done while you've been in Japan? Have you done like the baths that they have there, the public baths?
Yeah, yeah, a couple of times. It's nice, but their saunas have shouting TVs in them, and people are watching like drama TV and reality TV, and it's just the opposite of relaxing in the sauna. And it's just the steam saunas, which are like maybe 50 degrees, and I'm sitting in a room. I could be standing outside in the sunshine and feel the same. Because it really has to be hot, because it cleans your skin pores and relaxes your muscles if it's a real like hot sauna. And here it's just like I'm sitting in a room temperature room with other people, and it doesn't feel like anything.
See, I think they have like similar saunas here where they do that where it's the TV and everything like that, which I'm just like, wouldn't that ruin the electronics? Seems kind of silly.
Yeah, and what's the point? Because sauna is supposed to be something that you just relax in and you space out. It's more of a meditative thing, or like a chill out space for small drinking and talking. But like, I don't think the TV needs to be there at all. And that's kind of the commentary at the original demos Japanese sauna thing.
You did talk about you were working on Japanese commercials for the sauna game, the new one. How is the actual production on that going?
I dropped out one, and I just shot all the stuff on a green screen downtown. This one art space, TKA4, that let me use their space. So I just set up my green screen and shot those, and then I actually made a background for the shot. I just made a realistic version in Unity out of the Sauna 2000 environment,
So,
and green screened myself into fake Finland.
so with the new sauna game, what are you going to be using Unity for it or Unreal Engine? What are you going to use for the new one?
Staying in Unity because it has the most flexibility for the visuals. I think.
See, there you go, guys. Unity's not as bad as everybody keeps thinking it is.
Personally, I feel like most Unreal games just look like Unreal games, and the shader workaround seems to be much more complicated. So, and I have 6 years of experience with Unity, so why not just do what I can?
See, I like Unity. I like Aurora's. He green screened himself in fake Finland. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
it felt ridiculous having because the space I was in, there was a huge amount of traffic just outside the door, and then I'm there with the green screen, and in the backyard, the birds are eating berries and being super loud. So then I had to dub the whole thing afterwards, and then add Finnish birds into the background.
Oh, you should do a dub like have you ever seen the old Godzilla movies, like the really bad dubs of those? You should do something like that.
uh, haven't actually seen. I think.
Oh, I've got to get one and show it to you. Like maybe it was just an American thing, but like the old Godzilla movies, they wouldn't dub them very well. So like you'd see the mouth move and then the words would come after it, and it'd be really stiff. It'd be like,
Ah,
"Look, there is Godzilla. He is coming."
and then the mouth flap goes. Got that.
Yeah, you should do something like that just for the fun of it if you're doing editing.
And now I actually talked intentionally shitty Japanese and told that this is your only possibility to warm a Finnish sauna without actually going to Finland, and it was language-wise so bad that Japanese people loved it.
They do kind of love that kind of thing. So Nerdy said that they watched a document. Oh, so there was a murder in Finland That was in the 60s. That was the inspiration for Friday the 13th. How does it
Yeah,
feel being coming from the country that Friday the 13th was based in?
yeah, Lake Bodom. That's why Children of Bodom is a band, or was a band.
Huh, I didn't know that.
But yeah, I'm also drawing inspiration from that event. We'll see what kind of buzz I get up in Finland, because it's gonna get sensitive locally.
They don't like people being reminded of it.
I don't think so, because they're still investigating, because they don't know who the hell did it.
Oh, wow. And it's been
Yeah,
going on since. That's a big investigation. Wow.
yeah. It was just last week I was reading about it, that they haven't been able to solve it because they didn't have any procedure for crime scene investigation in Finland back in the 60s. So they were just touching that stuff with their bare hands. So they contaminated all the DNA evidence that could be dug out now, but it's impossible because it's all contaminated.
Oh, that is a shame.
Lucky murder.
Darn it, Jason. Jason gets away again. We'll catch him one of these days.
Let's hope.
Oh, I've shown him singing Godzilla. Don't you worry, guys.
Ah, yeah. Saw that one.
We do terrible things in my streams. I like somebody goes, Jesus Christ, this man is a literal spawn of horror. That's why you guys should back his game.
Yeah, now I'm still being very reserved about what to show about the horror, because I just want to take people for a spin. Something completely unexpected.
Well, if it's anything like the demo, which I know you said you're changing it completely, I think people aren't going to expect it when it comes. And I personally cannot wait to try it. So everybody go back it. I'll be backing it probably after this show or closer to when Twitch pays out.
Thank you. But I don't know. I just haven't been this excited about anything in ages. Well, personal life things, yes, but like professional life, like never anything like this. This is just amazing how it suddenly. I just thought it was like a little small joke that I did in 2 months, and I got it out, and then suddenly, hey, it's my favorite from the haunted demo disc, and it just keeps popping up, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm just making a stupid Sauna game, and then I'm like, okay, well, I love this project so much that I'm actually gonna make it a proper game.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, as one creator to another. You're doing a great job. Your Kickstarter is going fantastic. You have every right to be excited. I think you're going to make something great, and hopefully nobody overpressures you on it.
Not because I have been overpressured before, so that's why I'm trying to keep this as close to myself and not expand it too much, because trust issues from past lives.
Oh, I know that feeling. I think you'll do great. Hopefully you have a good team behind you and everything like that. I know my channel is in complete support of you.
Thank you.
I wish I could offer more help other than I can offer you a silly comic book to keep you relaxed. That's about all I can do.
Yeah, it's all good.
I like how Aurora says, he has my support. You can trust a Finn and their saunas. Just remember that you've said that. The sauna is completely trustworthy and safe.
Yeah, I think the sauna is trustworthy and safe, like it was in the demo as well. Like, nothing bad happened in the sauna if you didn't leave the door open.
Well, we'll show the demo again today for you guys that haven't seen it. But the Kickstarter is on the screen, and I know it's really late there, so I'm going to let you get back to your wife and get some sleep. And do another day off. You deserve it.
Thank you. This has been nice.
So it was great talking to you, Amos. Have a fantastic
Thank you for having me. I think I really have to start getting silent, because the downstairs, they have a kid and the paper walls are thin.
All right, I'll let you go then. Good night.
Yeah, thank you for this. Huge thanks.
Bye. All right, guys, that was Amos, the creator of Sauna Simulator. And if you guys want, I'll go grab it so that you guys can see the game yourself. Because I know a lot of people haven't seen that demo yet. So give me 1 second to go and grab it, because I don't believe I still have it downloaded. Spaghetti, can you give me... I think you have it. Can you give it to me again? Be amazing. So how's everyone doing? Is everyone doing good today? I think that was great. Yeah, the link to the sauna game. the Itch.io for me. I'm trying to... Okay, what is... I'm having a... What are you trying to detect? Hold on, I'm having a bit of a... There we go. You shouldn't be on, so you shouldn't have had detection issues. It was a good time. It's game time, everyone. You know, I also have Silent Hill 2 here. I don't know. Have you guys been good enough for this? Have you guys been good enough for this?